Hello, everyone. So this is a bit about artificial intelligence. So my name is Atik. Um, just to start with that, in physics or chemistry, we never thought that artificial intelligence should get a Nobel Prize or will get Nobel Prize. But amazingly, in this year, we received two Nobel Prizes in physics and chemistry. We'll see now. It means that if you are working on AI, probably you have a great chance in the future. And I just give an example of digitization and the corresponding challenge. And a bit few applications of AI. There will be more lectures on AI applications next. So, as you can see that, John Hopfield and Jeffrey Hinton, they got the Nobel Prize, and Hinton is considered a godfather of AI or one of the godfathers of AI because they have developed fundamental discoveries and inventions that enable machine learning. We'll know about it more with artificial neural networks. So this is, great news indeed. And I strongly believe that, this kind of revolutionary works contributed today's science and engineering and enormous progress in many applications. So they should get Nobel Prize, and this is a very good thing. And surprisingly, after a couple of days, the Nobel Prize in chemistry. So, but this is also related to AI. And surprisingly, the Google DeepMind. This is John and Dennis. They are part of Google DeepMind, and which is purely AI for developing a game-changing AI tool for predicting protein structures called AlphaFold, and so on. So you see that, enormous opportunities, for us as well, if we consider AI and other things. Now, let's think about this situation. We saw in the past the different technologies, the challenges to accommodate, and at the same time, when AI is coming, we are also facing this kind of, challenges. For example, more than 20 councils replacing pay and display parking machines with apps. Now, you cannot pay here. You must need app. So this is the situation. So if it goes like this way, according to the BBC News last year, then what to do? So digitization or more automation or AI, any problem here? Don't think about AI, but this is an example that automation and AI can have some kind of problems. So think about the council's view. Councils feels that it saves money by reducing the risk of theft and avoiding the need to upgrade machines. And technological point of views are there because we have to switch to network and replace, older machines by new machines. So these kind of things. And of course, risk of theft from cash machines. I didn't know about this, but they faced it. So in reality, how to manage this, because there are others. So we need staffs to collect the cash. So we need people. But when we think about the users, they have different perspective. So they feel that the changes are disastrous for people without a smartphone, especially the elderly. And 59% of respondents felt angry about the idea of machine being removed, and many of them are elderly people as well. So several apps for different areas, with at least 10 different apps used by councils across the country. So it forces us to download different apps, and it's genuinely frustrating. And if you do not have Wi-Fi or the mobile phone is not working on that moment, then what will happen? So what could be the solutions? Now, solutions, they can say that, okay, if you do not have a smartphone, you can manage it later on, or some cards or others. But by removing pay and display machines, it could save a council 44K per year, which is a good amount of money. Now, what we get lesson from here, just like, our life, real life solutions are difficult and multifarious. So when we consider artificial intelligence, any kind of new thing, the challenges will come. And that's why whether you are from computer science, whether you are knowing AI or other domain, or I mean, we need to feel this kind of situations and need to study and take the challenges so that we can solve real life problems. So I just put a little bit about applications of AI. So definitely one of the leading applications, or probably the number one, is in healthcare. And of course, surveillance, man-machine interactions. Man-machine, in before man-machine interactions, we studied more than 20 years ago until today, called human-computer interactions. So it was like that. But now we have man-machine interactions, like, I mean, human machine, any kind of machine. So I'll have another lecture on what are the different kinds of machines we mean in AI. So machines doesn't only mean that the smartphone or a laptop or a server or a cloud system or others. So there could have lots of examples of machines, but or robots, for example. So human robot interaction, or human computer or machine interactions, or computer computer interactions. So we have human human interactions, but what about I mean others? And robotics, for example, industrializations, we are using AI a lot. And in business, education, the in education sector, this I mean proliferation of AI will be enormous, and we can see step by step, because it's some big tech companies, they are saying that they will bring lots of different things, so that, I mean, it could be customized education as per the demand in different areas. Of course, I mean, it will not be eradicated so quickly, but there are lots of things. Like, for example, we know that computer science students, we do programming languages. Now, AI is capable nowadays to do coding and help us. So what will happen if we find that within 5 years or 10 years, no programmers are needed? We just need to put some kind of prompt, or, I mean, ideas, and then AI will generate correct coding. Now, for example, if you ask AI to give it, like ChatGPT or others and others, to provide you some coding, it makes lots of mistakes till now, and it takes time to get the debugging, like to find the errors. But with time, it will be much better and superior. And then what will happen? So there are different things in education sectors will come. We need to seriously think about that. Entertainment industry, they use AI in many cases. Agriculture, farming, huge opportunities, and it will help, especially in developing regions, tremendously, if we can incorporate AI and develop agriculture and farming. Note that when technology comes, or came in the past, human had relatively less hardship. So we can do the same kind of work with less efforts, less hardship. So if AI can help lots of farmers on hardworking jobs, then people can do this kind of things in a smoother manner. And our life, it's not like, I mean, just to work hard, right? We don't like to work hard. Most of the people don't like to work hard. So can AI help us? So there are lots of scopes, and we have a couple of lectures. What are the current applications of AI? What are the emerging areas in the next 20, 30 years? And what are the AI applications in developed world versus developing countries? Because technologically developing countries or financially weak countries, there are issues we need to check. So we'll cover those things as well. So here, just a quick idea that video surveillance is extremely well known, and AI is extremely used for video surveillance, especially by military applications and others. Sports video analysis, we have lots of AI things, even in soccer, for example, which was not that. If you love cricket, you know that. And for example, if you play lawn tennis or table tennis, nowadays AI is helping us to put the marking and remove the, I mean, pressures from sports and others. Understanding various activities by robots. So especially it's important for countries or regions or islands where less younger people, more elderly people, then who will support them? If there is a hospital or elderly care home or others, or many people living alone, say in Japan, in Korea, Norway, Finland, New Zealand, many, many islands, okay, or sometimes even in I mean, highly populated countries, but the family members, they are living alone, and only mom or father, and there is no one else to support them. Now, when you are alone and living alone for a longer period, can we have AI-based systems, automations that can support, or any small robot or big robot is there, just accompany you, supporting you, talking to you, understanding you, and discussing, like, I mean, how was your sleep last night? And by sensors, because AI can collect data. I mean, a robot's a system can collect data, and by AI, the processing can be like this, that it can understand what is the current situation of the person, that whether it was a good sleep or bad sleep or something. So these kind of things will come slowly, slowly. Researchers are developing. So when it will come to a bigger scale, then we'll find that, I mean, millions and millions of lonely people, single people, elderly people will get benefit from this. Already, countries like Japan and other places, I mean, the progress is better. So we hope to get more. And especially in hospital, rehabilitation centers, smart houses, we have huge opportunities and various kinds of applications on AI, and a good number of my concentration in AI in healthcare research. I'm working on rehabilitation centers, hospitals, and trying to build some systems. But it's extremely difficult, but we are trying, and hopefully together, I mean, with the collaborators and industry support, so we can do more. This is another example, for example, detecting fall down. So we are trying to detect fall down because fall down is a major problem. Like when you go to a hospital, if you fall down, or an elderly person, if somebody falls down and then you break your bones or somewhere, then it becomes a miserable time in hospital, staying longer, and so on. So, and financially also, like NHS and others, it's a big problem, because to cover so many elderly people and staying in the hospital because of falling down. Now, fall down can be, I mean, protected by AI. What about if we, in the future, advancing thinking like this, that before I fall down, can you predict it? So here I fell down, and then you took me to the hospital, and this is one. But yes, if I live alone, at this moment, I'm alone in my room, and if I fall down, can anyone detect it and help me automatically? So if there is an AI system we can develop based on my own body sensors or indoor video cameras, they collect data, and then based on the data, I mean, it can automatically understand what is going on and inform my family members or others and others. That would be one option. Number two is that, I mean, can we predict in advance? Say, for example, last 1 week, I mean, I have horrible time in the lectures, because every day, morning till evening, I mean, 11, 12 hours, I mean, I was engaged, and it's really tiring. And then the weekend also, I had to work. And because I have been preparing and improving, I have a bad habit to improve even minor things in any lectures. And even if a lecture is prepared last year, but while doing another lecture, I give 10, 12, 20, 30, 50 hours, I mean, again and again, until the last moment. So because of this, I mean, habit, I worked, I mean, so much that, say, I have headache and less sleep and vertigo, this kind of things. If it happens that, then my body sensors can understand the physiological data or some other things, and can predict that, I think you must need sleep, or you must take rest. And based on this, I mean, I take the rest. Otherwise, maybe I fall down again. So can we predict before I fall? Okay. In this case, I mean, maybe someone else, but make sure that, I mean, we make this kind of AI systems. Now, of course, computer engineers will engage this kind of things, or electrical engineers will engage this kind of things. But those who are doctors, who are not in nursing industry or other professions and other professions, they can also contribute significantly to provide supports and help to develop these kind of AI models. Only computer engineers cannot go too far to develop different applications, especially in healthcare domain. And healthcare is psychological, mental health, as well as physical health issues. Activity, daily exercise monitoring. We have lots of smartwatches nowadays, or Fitbits and others. We can just use those and know different things, but are they perfect? Those devices, I mean, if you wear 10 different kinds of devices from different companies and do the same activity, and if you get the result, you will find that the results are not the same because the sensors, the quality, or the performance, the algorithm behind the scene, these kind of things are not always the same. So that's why we need to do a lot and make it affordable for everybody, make it cheaper, smarter and cheaper, which is very difficult. Just like, I mean, high quality food and cheap as well. It's not easy unless you do it at home. So another extremely important area is patient monitoring outside hospital. So it's just like remote patient. If you are not a patient, person monitoring, if you, and then this kind of things, again, I mentioned sensor-based fall detection or prediction for elderly, a person having dementia, Alzheimer's, injured persons, and so on. And another is that elderly care in case of emergency. These are extremely important areas we need to look into. And of course, another example could be remote monitoring of pregnant women. So remote patient monitoring, like if a patient is no more in the hospital, back home, no doctor, no nurse, then even sometimes maybe none at home to support. So can we monitor that patient? Like if someone has, I'm like autism or dyslexia or, for example, MS patient or dementia and so on. So then or I have a big surgery and I returned home. Doctor told me to maintain some of the things, and after a few days, like any human being, I forgot to take the medicine properly or do some kind of basic exercises and so on. What will happen? That probably I'm going down and down, but nobody can see me because my next appointment is after a month. But after 2 weeks, my condition is down, but I don't notice it internally. Maybe I have pain, so I tolerate. I have to go to the hospital after a week or 2 weeks. So this kind of situation, if we can have specific, I mean, digital technology to improve different health outcomes, to track health status based on AI, based on various sensors or cameras or data put by us, or my sleeping conditions, when I sleep, my life habit or food intake, these kind of things, then we can probably, I mean, help patients and monitor them. And if we find that someone is in trouble, doctor or nurse will call them that please come to the hospital quickly because it looks like you have something wrong. So these kind of things are extremely helpful and we can do. So remote patient monitoring is a digital technology, and there are, I mean, you'll be surprised to see that, I mean, global RPM systems market is almost 1.7 billion by 2027. It is going more and more, and in America only, the patients will use RPM tools by just a couple of months based on the record 2 years ago is almost 30 million. So we can see that how much, if you consider high-tech countries like Japan and Korea, China, and others, you will find that, I mean, millions and millions and millions of people are using. So we need to work for that. So you don't need to always be an AI engineer to do that. So like from any field, if you can develop a startup and entrepreneur and then just engage AI researcher and other systems and other system, engage hospital data or so on, then it would be wonderful. So in one of our collaborative work with psychology and Institute of Connected Community, we deal the digital social prescribing. So if you know that social prescribing in this country or digital social prescribing, these kind of things. So when we did deal that research with wearable sensors and AI, try to find something, we needed mental health related subjects. So we got only 14 subjects. We collected data 24 hours a day for 30 days. And then we have been using that data, but is it good enough for AI to solve the problem? So, and lots of difficulties and other things. So it's not that AI engineers will solve the problem. We need psychologists, we need society, we need social scientists, we need NGOs and other partners and so on. So you can see that, how it is going on, but it's extremely important wave of the future, but hurdles must be cleared because it's not easy to do. Now, this is another one. If you are familiar with IEEE, and if by the way, if you are a member of IEEE, then you definitely know what is IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronic oh my God, what is going on? So IEEE Standards Association. So this is the largest academic body globally, zero point 0.4 over zero point 0.4 million members all over the world. And they have a standards association. They organize this bringing hospital care to the home. So concept of RPM, and because it's so important, last year they did it, 2023. So bringing hospital care to the home, it's a global emerging innovations, and there are lots of challenges, and we can look into it. Now, what are the things? Hospital at home. It's not available to everyone for everything, but the demand is very high. But we need technologies, AI, remote patient monitoring, and therapeutic devices for 5G's connectivity, feasibility, accessibility to both human and technological resources that can support it. Now, do you think that AI can solve the problem? The answer is no, until we have data. We'll cover those things, but AI, we have intelligence, human intelligence, we learn and develop, and we are super smart. So that's why we can learn many things. Even if you say that I'm a very, I mean, uh, stupid if you say that I have no intelligence that much. Okay, sometimes some teachers say to their students, sometimes family members say to each other that jokingly, oh, you are stupid, you have no knowledge, you're dumb, and so on. So, but still we have enormous intelligence. Now, from where did we get those intelligence? We learned from others, we learned from the world, we learned from people, from book, from experiences, and so on. Okay, but what about artificial intelligence? Can it learn by itself? So it means that we need data, we need to teach, we need to train, and then make it as a good intelligent system to solve one kind of problem, not everything. So these kind of things need huge amount of hospital nursing and other collaborations and so on to solve the problem. So what are the key points on hospital at home? You can think. So what are those? Number one, you can say what goes into designing technologies that can be accessible and feasible for all, and understanding the challenges of inclusivity by design for a diverse set of patients. It's not easy because, for example, in one of our works is called, heat stroke understanding or prediction based on, I mean, uh, thermal or temperature or thermal stress. So yeah, when the summer is very hot and we are still working outside, and say, for example, I have been working for many hours, and probably in my body, there are something I don't know. And this summer hot, uh, say 30, 35 degree. As a Bangladeshi, it's not that hot, but those who are from, cold areas, it's very hot for them. Someone from like Sudan or Saudi Arabia or Qatar, maybe temperature or Dubai, I went there and I find that, oh my God, it's too hot outside. But even for Bangladeshis. So it means that, I mean, inclusivity, data set, I mean, diverse set of patients, it's extremely important. The same system will work for one group of people, may not work for another group of people. Just like I give always this example, that paracetamol. The paracetamol for the children and for adults are not the same. That dose for medicines are not the same for everybody. So that's why we have huge challenge, and I mean, all of you can help to have better system by providing different kinds of aspects. And we need to know what are the challenges and obstacles for technology startups in this domain. I mean, it's not easy because in different domain, the obstacles and challenges are different. And what are the future trends? This is also very important to know, because different companies, they bring small or mid-level products. Even last night, I was watching, because I regularly watch different kinds of AI-based talks and things to get understanding, because it's so rapidly changing. So we need to know. And whenever I find something, I just improve my lecture. So the point is that they provided one kind of watches. I mean, which is, I mean, much better than, I mean, 1.5 years ago, I saw in, I mean, so this means that, I mean, within 1 year, 2 years, products are coming in so smarter way, collecting lots of data. Yes, it might be expensive at the beginning, but we need to know, and what are the inherent, I mean, designs, can we know? In many cases, we cannot know how the AI, which algorithms they are doing, based on how many data this report is, I mean, established and so on. So we covered a little bit about AI success, having 2 Nobel Prize, which is, I mean, unbelievable achievements in AI, even though I feel that the AI, for example, or programming or C programming, this kind of thing should get, I mean, highest recognition. So having Nobel Prizes in AI, it feels very good for me. Yes, I didn't get it, but our people, our community got it. So it's a good thing. And lots of people will now feel very much motivated to do further and further to solve genuine human problems. Example of digitization and challenge I mentioned, it identifies that when a new thing will come, like AI is coming, exploring, there will be lots of challenges. And these kind of challenges we need to overcome with knowledge and depth and learning different aspects. Okay, so if you are purely computer science student and purely studying artificial intelligence, then probably you need to know the entire methodological things and algorithms and mathematics and I mean, high level coding and so on. But if you are not, then you need to see that how AI will be good as well as challenging in your domain and how to overcome. So these kind of solutions and pathways are extremely important. So great thing we know that, yeah, I mean, European AI Act, they started in 2021. They last December, they finalized it, their first version, and from this August 1st, they started to implement it. So, I mean, those activities are enormously important to do. And still there will be some kind of loopholes, there should have some gaps because AI is developing every day. And how to challenge those things. And strict regulations may halt some progress, but at the same time, we cannot be easy to allow something which we don't know. So that's why extremely multidisciplinary approach, I mean, will help us tremendously. And that's why we need more discussions and look into the depth of it, not just, I mean, focus on any specific domain or any specific area or just method or others. Otherwise, what will happen that we may not comprehend, understand the AI, its impact and usage, regulations, ethics, and other points. So, and we also mentioned just a few applications, mainly focusing on healthcare because healthcare is the core applications of AI, as we can see. With that, thank you very much indeed. So, we'll move to the next lecture then. So.